Welcome back. We are still on to Good Morning Abuja on NTA Channel 5 the Unity Station. Yes, we have Engineer Abayomi Onosoya, the Global Director, African House, to talk to us about creating youth employment for economic growth. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. This is the right time to address our youth.
That's
This is the
correct.
right time to talk about employment for them.
That's correct.
And also to talk about their contribution
True.
to the growth of our economy.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's look at the initiatives.
Well, good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Abuja. This topic is a very important one because we all know what our country is going through, and in fact, the whole world, in fact, you see. And in order for any country to grow, your youth population needs to be gainfully employed or contributing something to the economy. And we all know that Nigeria is a country of about 200 million plus. And out of that 200 million population, we've got around minimum of about 60 to 70% representing the youth population. So basically, we can confidently say that the youth population, they are the engine of this wonderful nation called Nigeria. And the advantage we have is our Nigerian youth are very smart, very active, and very creative. You give them the opportunity, they will surprise you. And to answer your question, the initiatives, unfortunately, we do have a lot of initiatives, and of course, the government is trying their best to see what they can do to help the Nigerian youth. But we need to look at it from other angles. The government needs to add a bit of strategy, or shall I say, spice to what they are doing already, so that we can reach a whole lot of youth in a very short period of time. And I believe that with the right push, with the right strategy, we can easily, I use the word easily, employ all the youth population that we have. In fact, we would even have a labor shortage if we put all these strategies in place. And I believe we'll discuss some of the strategies as we progress on this program.
Okay, let's also look at how government and businesses, I mean private, can also help to encourage youth who want to go into who are young entrepreneurs. How do you think they can assist them?
Well, yes, that's a good one because the government cannot employ all the youth. It's not possible, you see. And we need to understand that the main a way where we can get all the youth engaged is through entrepreneurship. And you've mentioned it rightly. And the private sector holds a key position in this. And the private sector needs to do this by creating opportunities for young people to come into their business to expand. And like I always tell people that our problem, why we have such a high number of unemployed youth population, is because our strategy is wrong. We are running on old strategies that has worked but no longer works now. In our generation, exactly. Remember, our generation was a generation of you finish from school, you get a government job. If you're lucky, you work in the private sector and whatnot. But now we're in the generation of technology, AI, computers, and whatnot. So the businesses that used to generate money in those days don't no longer generate money now. Imagine in those days being a typist. A typist, with typewriter. It was a respectable job, but now you won't even see typewriters anymore. There's nothing called official secretaries. Remember in those days that you go for training to be an official secretary, and you did it with pride. But now, so the private sector needs to innovate in what they do. We need to start thinking of solutions that not only they can sell to Nigeria, but outside the country. We live in a global world now, so solutions must be products that you sell must be sellable outside the country. This is where export comes into play. Imagine now in Nigeria, let's say somebody wants to sell Gary. Yes, Gary, we all know we've been eating Gary for decades and decades now. And you're going into the Gary business, everybody's selling Gary. So why not sell Gary that somebody in America can buy? That somebody in France can buy? Why not spice your Gary with milk? Why not put kuli kuli in your Gary or exactly? So the private sector has a whole lot of responsibility in this regard. So this is where government also comes into play. They need to start allowing private businesses become innovative, give them that room to grow, create opportunities for them to be able to see business from a different dimension. Even media, for example. In the media business, we need to start looking at ways where even NTA can create content that somebody in America can watch, such a way that we'll even have NTA New York. Why not? So that income will be coming from there. Even manufacturing, even our shoes from Aba. If you go to Aba today, they make very wonderful shoes, but unfortunately, they think they can only sell within Nigeria. And you go to Italy or to France, you see shoes worth $500, $1,000. Why can't we train the entrepreneur in Aba to make shoes that will brand nicely, that the white people will buy, and income will be rushing into the economy? There's a whole lot of responsibility on both sides of the aisle, the private sector and the government as well. So there's
Okay, let's look at the role of digital skills briefly.
well, digital skills. The truth is that if you do not introduce digital technologies into what you're doing, you're wasting your time. The era of I open my shop, people will walk into my shop, that era is over. You need to start doing digital advertisements, social media, and whatnot. And one thing I quickly want to mention is this. I believe that it is possible to solve this unemployment issue we have in Nigeria within the next 6 months. We can solve it. You ask me why. One way we can do that is, first of all, let's revitalize all these old dead factories. The textile industry, for example. You go to countries like Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, they've created industry that employs more than 20 million people just sewing garments. They don't sew garments for the Bangladeshi market or for the Sri Lankan market, they sell it for the European market. In Kano, if we can set up a factory in Kano that can employ 500,000 youth in Kano, we will know what we will do to solve unemployment. Because we have the textile, we have the cotton, we have the youth, we can get the equipment and machinery. So this is where I would like to challenge the state governments and the local government areas. Let's go back to that era of where we have mass production of things. Let's start producing things on a massive scale. Let's create industries that manufacture shoes, bags, clothes, even phone case cover. You know how many millions we pay just to import covers for phones from China? So we can do that in different states. In places where we know we have strategic things, we can establish a factory. If I were to be in position of power to be able to change this, or I'm the minister of I don't know what I'll do first is I'll look at every state. Let's say Kano. I'll create a textile industry that will employ 1 million people in that region. I'll go to Abuja, for example, create a cashew industry where people can be processing cashew into finished cashew for export. And I'll go to different states. To the southeast, I'll create an electronics business, shoe business, and whatnot. So we need massive industries that employs a whole lot of people. The private sector has to do, but the public sector also has a role in this.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want to take that as your advice, okay? Private sector, the government, everybody, we need to do a lot, okay, to help our youth. Like you said, we have a lot. We can open up our industries that have shut down for a very long time.
Exactly.
The cotton industry is there and employ a lot of you. And I tell you, when we help them channel their energy to positive use, we find out that they will also help in the growth of our economy. All right, thank you so much. We'll be speaking with Engineer Abayomi Anosoya. He is the Global Director of Africa House. And we'll be talking about creating employment for our youth to help boost our economy. The program is still Good Morning Abuja. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this break.